So although I am not back on this app, I still do readings and consultations, so I still have to have some amount of visibility. And even though I reduced my visibility basically down to YouTube videos, it's not a feasible enough format. So come back over here to do a live just for exposure purposes. So I apologize up front if I do not interact with you if you place comments, because that's what got me banned the last time. So I'm going to do my reading, put it on YouTube, probably put it here on TikTok, and then get the hell back out of here. Again, this is the year of manifestation. I said it last year, and I've been trying to, spread awareness on it all year. Choose what you're giving your energy to, because things are manifesting, and unfortunately, as it'll come up in this reading, manifestation is manipulation, and vice versa. So today I did a little small spot. Tomorrow I'll just throw a little hint with 313. It basically says your thoughts will show you transmutation. Your thoughts will show you transmutation, because that's where the energy is either going to stay the same or make changes. Well, 314, which is what this reading is about, on 227 I did a video on YouTube where I was telling you, I call it the Pi Gate, the Pi Theory. 227 was the entry point, and 314, a couple days from now, is a exit point. If you watch the other video, you understand what I'm saying. So I'll just run down Hill's numerology, but again, this is basically just for exposure purposes. I am still available for readings and consultations and things like that. It's just that I don't have TikTok Messenger. I'm not able to get messages on TikTok unless I put the app back on my phone, which is a rare thing. So if you want to contact me, catch me on Heal and Reveal on Facebook or on my YouTube channel. Leave a comment on my YouTube channel. Or, go to my Facebook. My phone number's on there. Text me. Just don't text me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's be respectful. So, again, this reading is about Pi. This is about 3/14/2024. And I'm reading off of my chart that I wrote up. I normally would post the chart on here. I'm not going to do that. So 3/14/2024, breaking out the Pi. It's time for dessert. Again, Pi, the 3.14 formula in math. The symbol for it, in humor, is the symbol of pie. So a pie is something you eat. A pie is dessert. A pie is cooked energy. So we're breaking out the pie. 3/14/2024. Thoughts, temper, and flow into manifestation. That is going to be the mainstream energy for the 14th, is whatever your thoughts are flowing into, that's where you're going to start to find balance in, and that's going to be the basis of your manifestation. 14 by tarot is the temperance card. Patience. The things you become patient for. Unfortunately, as history will show you, sometimes being patient ain't a good thing. Sometimes if you're in a bad situation and you are patiently waiting on that situation to change without actually doing anything to produce the change, that's not a good thing. And again, my favorite saying, I ain't been gone that long, let your life tell your tale. That is the condition of this realm. Waiting on the things that need to be changed to either fall apart or make changes for you, but not doing enough to make them go away. So I'll just ask directly, thoughts, temper, and flow into manifestation. What is that talking about? 3/14/2024, where thoughts, temper, and flow into manifestation. What is that manifestation? The world upside down. The world upside down. Again, like I was saying, Pi. Sorry, just put the app back on there, so TikTok is asking for all kind of permissions that I'm not going to give. So like I was saying, Pi, in the sense of a dessert, it's cooked energy. It's food that you can consume by being placed into another form of food. This is the world in reverse. In the sense of where I'm getting at what that is, if all you're doing is paying attention to the bad things in your life and waiting on those bad things to find balance, where'd the majority of your energy go? The majority of your energy is going to things that have already shown you that they are already not what you want, and you wasting more energy on what you don't want can stop you from producing or manifesting or manipulating what you want, what you require. You understand that? So this is the world card in reverse. This don't even let you get to the point of accountability because you're too busy distracted. You're too busy crying about what you're seeing outside of you that you have not made it to source work. Everything that's going on around us is an act of allowance. You can argue with yourself all day long about that. Everything that's going on in this realm currently and shit since the beginning of time is something that somebody allowed. And you can lie to yourself and say, well, they ain't had no choice. That's a perspective. You always got a choice. Even if what you chose might not work out for you, it might work out for you better than what you didn't choose. So 3/14/2024, where your thoughts have only tempered and flowed into manifestation, that'll show you your world. The 21. So the second line, 4444. That's 4 4s. That's dangerous. It's been a while, but like I told you, when you get 4 numbers in a row, that's an infestation. The number 4 is visualization. It's the matrix. It's the things that I see. It's the things that I become trapped in. It's balance, but like I told you, balance is a trap. So if there's 4 4s, and I'm telling you it's an infestation, that's a high-end trap. What I wrote down is 4444. Manifestation is manipulation and vice versa. It's going to happen even if you don't keep still enough to see it. I gave this analogy before I went off a few weeks ago. Is that you could write a petition or say a prayer for something, and then that energy has been sent out, and then you actually get a response. But if you don't have enough patience to wait on that response and you moved on to something else, that energy is not going to trail you. The energy is going to trail back to where you made that petition or you made that prayer. And then it might energetically keep searching for you. But again, still saying the same thing. It manifested, but you already under manipulation, and it now has to manipulate itself to try and get to you. That's the same thing a lot of people do. Well, hey, meet me here at 5 o'clock and pick me up. It's 5:05. You're running late. So now you panic and you move to another block. The person that's coming to pick you up, now they got to go find you. That's the way a lot of people's manifestation is working in this realm. And again, this is a year of manifestation. If you are not sitting still, and I don't mean sitting still and waiting and slavery and shit like that. I mean sitting still in your mind enough to see where the energy is going, your manifestation is probably coming through. You just have not done enough work to receive it. So 4444. I call them viral boxes. Remember, 4 is a box. So at 4 4s, that's viral boxes where each box is a thought container with infinite potential, all siphoned from the source. If each box is a thought, and a thought is nothing but a thinker's infinite potential to become something, if there's a mass quantity of boxes everywhere, that is source and separation. That is a viral field. So 4444, where manifestation becomes manipulation, all based off of the viewer. All based off of the viewer. Those thoughts can deceive you. This is the 3. Remember I tell you 3, the Divine Empress, is the thoughts that you're seeing. But if what you're seeing is not really your reflection, that's programming. That's a Jedi mind trick. When somebody shows you something, or when somebody tells you something, and they only want you to see what they told you, basically what we'll call history. When somebody is only telling you their version of something and then you believe it, they're already your ruler. When somebody can tell you what to think and how to think and where to think and when to think, they've already got you boxed in. So 444 with manifestation and manipulation, if the only thing you're manifesting is from a manipulated source, oops, got your nose. So 4444 becomes 88. Again, one of my most favorite numbers I've been trying to tell you about for years, the gatekeepers. Those are your traumatic memory points that gatekeep the energy that's in these boxes. Remember, I'm telling you, 4 is a box. It's a box full of infinite potential where the thoughts can become anything. Your inner self is only trying to find the safest boxes to open. So if you're only paying attention to the safest boxes to open, 2 things. Why am I in danger? Because the first thing I just said was I'm looking for safety. I'm not going to address that safety. Again, I've used this analogy for years. Put a bunch of melanated people in one room, one person get up and run out, the rest of us going too. We're not going to process where the harm came from. We just know that we now have compromised safety. That's the way the human psyche works. You're under compromised safety. Hello, root chakra, reptilian core response. You're already traumatically responding to everything that's going on around you. So how can you keep still if everything around you keeps on making you respond? Take your time with that one. You won't find stillness. You'll just find ways to move less, because everything around you is still requiring your energy and wanting you to keep on moving. And because you have become conditioned into moving away from danger, you never face the danger within you. You just want to become less dangerous wherever you keep finding yourself. Tie that back into where I said where you've already manifested what you've been seeking, but because there's still an innate danger that you're running from within yourself. I manifested $5 million, but shit, I got panicky yesterday and moved over here. That $5 million just missed me. And it ain't just about money. That's just an example. You understand what I'm saying? Go back to the car. I called the taxi on 5th Street, but I got nervous, so I went over to Main Street. You think the taxi just going to automatically know where I'm at? No, it now has to do work. And if that taxi don't feel like doing work, oops, you just ass out of luck. So them traumatic memories where I said that they gatekeep each of those boxes of thoughts, and each box of thought is just wanting to be opened up because it's infinite potential. Here's what a lot of people don't understand. Energy has no inclination of use. Energy don't care whether you do good or bad. That's human level perception. Energy just wants to be used. Energy. Your energy just wants to be generated and operated and go into a field of dispersal. That's your God force. So the energy just wants to move. It don't care which way you go. So if it don't care which way you go, it doesn't care about who's manipulating you. Let our lives tell our tale. The energy don't care about us being under manipulation. The revolution is happening. Yeah, the revolution is happening. The energy's going round and round and round. But if the people that is going round and round are still doing the same, we just going round and round. You're in a revolution, all right. You're just going round and round. Because nobody's doing nothing different, because you're trying to find changes by doing the same. Prove me wrong. So, 88, traumatic memories. Gatekeeping the same shit that we should be letting go of, because you're going to gatekeep it until it shows you change. That's what we call the definition of insanity. Keep on using, remember we talking about pie now. Keep on using the same ingredients to bake a pie, but it just don't taste the same. But 10 tries later, I ain't did nothing different. Who's at fault? The pie or me? That's life tell you tell. So 88, the traumatic memories that you keep on gatekeeping. And again, this is an internal function, but one thing I've always tried to tell y'all for the last at least 6 or 7 years is the outside is only a reflection of what's going on the inside. People gatekeep traumas out here because they gatekeep traumas in here. So you'll see a bunch of people who have fear mind. Come on now, 2020 showed us that. 2020 showed us that the minute that they put something in front of you that became a greater source of fear than what you were used to, you beg to be ruled over. You beg to be ruled over. They need to make us stay in the house. They need to make more rules. Wear a mask. You understand? Everybody came up with whatever kind of fear mind that made their fear mind feel safe in the box, that they boxed everybody else in as dangerous if they didn't have the same amount of fear. That's how you ended up with the vax versus the unvax and all this other shit, mask versus no mask. Your level of fear told you that if I keep giving my energy into what gave me the fear, then my fear would be validated. That's one of the most dangerous things y'all need to work on. So before I get too deep into that, trying to validate your fear, trying to validate your trauma, never a good thing. I know I'm not the only one, and I definitely know I'm not the only one, but there's plenty of us that realize everything out here represents trauma. Music, trauma. Movies, trauma. TV ads, trauma. And I don't mean just bad trauma. I just mean unnecessary energy that stokes up a different level of emotion that only puts you into the same cycle of seeing the same. You understand that? They put shit in a basic commercial, and this is not a tangent or a rant. I'll just hit this and go. They'll put shit in a commercial nowadays that don't even need to be there. It could be a commercial about peanut butter, and there's a couple having sex. There's kid with genders identities. There's somebody getting murdered in the background. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, okay, what were we doing here? Were we buying peanut butter, or were we watching World War III? And people don't understand, when you don't understand programming, you don't understand that shit is by design. That shit is by design. It is no different than in the 70s and 80s and 60s and 70s, 80s, where they used to put subliminal programming in cigarette ads and in liquor ads. They put shit in the ice cubes, shit in the smoke, to where your ego mind, your subconscious mind, would gravitate towards it and catch the message, even though your waking mind didn't know what the hell was going on. Well, now your waking mind is being inundated with shit that don't have any value, that's manipulating you, and even though you don't understand it's manipulating you, what's the fucking only thing we keep on manifesting? Them traumas. Them same traumas. And I was this conversation with my goddess earlier about shit. We just as bad as everybody else. We can sit there and say that the quality of music nowadays ain't shit, but it's got some deaf ass beats, so it's okay to listen to it. It's not okay to listen to it, because just because you think you're immune to the programming, it don't mean the programming ain't in you. Versus somebody who know that they ain't immune to the programming and still listening to it and still out here sick. You understand that? So it's bigger pictures that go on, and that's where I keep trying to tell y'all, these 88s, they're traumatic core memory points, to where all you got to do is expose you to something that's already innately in you, and this is going deeper than DNA. We talking about source work, soul work, not this human level shit. That's included too, don't get me wrong, but we talking about deeper than this melanated meat suit and this troglodyte deep suit and all this other bullshit y'all fall apart on. I'm talking about they know how to push your fucking button and make all of your energy act up. Every ounce of it. So if they can get you to gatekeep them thought boxes that keep on making you manifest what they've already manipulated us into, ain't nothing gonna change. You in a revolution. You in a revolution. Because holy shit, all your potential is in what they got you struggling with. And that'll become your reality, even though really it's just an illusion. If I make you, Jedi mind trick, if I make you pay attention into doing what I want you to do, but I trick you into thinking I don't want you to do it, and now you do it for me, that shit's an illusion. That shit's an illusion. But the problem with this realm is that there's so many illusions and so many manipulated tricks that until you learn to only worry about yourself, every time they do something, you're going to think it's real. Or the counterpoint is, every time they do something, you're going to think it's fake. The trick was, remember I told you energy has an inclination, no inclination of use. The energy don't care whether it's real or fake. The energy just wants your attention. The fact that you pay attention to it to see whether it's real or fake means the box already won. You just gatekept it. You just gatekept that box. And remember, what was the whole game? Manifest where I'm manipulating you. Hello, pie. You just become the pie. At that point right there, when you get into your 88s, your gatekeepers, you become the meal. You're the pie. Break it down a little bit further. 3/14/2024 becomes 77 space 2. 77, the master spiritualist, the master illusionist, the most delusional motherfucker there is. Why? Because they're trying to pull from both illusion and reality when that was already the trick. Why was it a trick? Because it was your 88. It was the trauma that you keep keeping. How am I going to heal? By keeping my traumas. And that's how some of y'all think. And again, this is not trying to be funny. If you think that you have to keep your traumas in order to get out of your traumas so that you can learn to stop being so toxic and traumatized, you're in a revolution. If you think you got to keep on voting for what already proved not to work so that you can prove that one day it will work, not only are you a fool, but you're already in a revolution. Tevin Campbell like a motherfucking round and round. 77-2. Round and round, delusional connection. 77, delusion. 2, remember, it's a Jedi mind trick. I'll tell you what I want you to see. Only you don't know what you've been shown because you so deeply programmed, it don't matter. Might as well listen to everything they put on the radio. And boom, 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 boom. Feels good, don't it? You have no idea what kind of damage it's doing to us. 77.